You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly pop and geek culture show covering movies, TV, games, and comics. Now your hosts, Cody Pinnick, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that's on a record-breaking 3 consecutive episodes. We did it, everybody!
We did it!
I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
I'm here.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, that's true. It's not 3 consecutive episodes for Josh, but...
It still counts.
Yeah.
And I'm Samantha.
We have a great show for you this week. Thank you all for tuning in. Bunch of news, bunch of game news this week. This is going to be a game-heavy show. But first, let's talk about some things we've been checking out.
Check it out!
So, Josh, you've been gone for a while. What have you been doing with your time off?
Well, let's see. Don't chastise me too much, but I've been playing a lot of Fortnite.
Fortnite, okay.
Well, the Dragon Ball event came out.
I was going to say, were you the Goku?
No,
or Vegeta?
I was Bulma.
Oh, Bulma. There you go.
Because
I didn't even know Bulma was in it.
Yep. Well, it was Goku, Beerus, Vegeta, and Bulma.
Beerus is the one that looks like a purple chihuahua, right?
He's a cat.
He looks like a purple chihuahua.
He looks like a hairless cat.
He's a hairless cat. He's a purple hairless cat.
He looks like a purple chihuahua.
Yeah, he does.
He does have big bulgy eyes.
And big ear, like chihuahua shaped ears.
Anyway, but yeah, Fortnite had
He looks like he wants some Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a callback.
well, Beerus
likes food.
Yes, he really loves food. The whole reason he doesn't destroy Earth is because of the food.
He sleeps and he eats and he blows things up, right?
Yeah, he's a god of destruction.
That's it.
That's literally his whole deal.
I don't know much about Dragon Ball, but that's about all I know.
Yeah.
That's the extent of it.
I mean, it's been all right. I forgot that I was bad at Fortnite for a while, but now I'm actually kind of good. Surprisingly, I'm like, oh, all right. And I don't even do half the stupid Fortnite stuff. I don't build things. I hardly dance.
Then you're not playing it right. Did you go to the Martin Luther King Memorial?
I'm not sure that's still.
I'm sure.
they took that
I'm
out.
sure they took that down.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
not in the game anymore.
But it was a thing that was in the game at one point.
And concerts and other stuff. There's all kinds of weird, goofy stuff going on in the Fortnite.
Did you learn the spirit bomb from Ariana Grande?
I wish the spirit bomb was a thing in Fortnite, but it wasn't. No, it's pretty standard. You know, it was shooting stuff with a couple of Dragon Ball items added. You can get a flying Nimbus or a Kamehameha and like blow stuff up. It like almost insta kills people too. It's stupid.
Did it feel weird to see your favorite Dragon Ballsmen carrying guns?
Yes. I can't tell you how many times I have killed Darth Vader and various Marvel characters, Batman, Harley Quinn.
Fortnite is just the multiverse of sadness.
And I think they're gearing up for another Marvel event.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
There was a tease the other day where Spider-Gwen might pop up.
Why isn't She-Hulk in it?
I don't know.
They could have her...
Well, then they would get review bombed.
Yeah, they could have her twerking in it.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that.
Not a single person complained about that online.
Universal acclaim for the She-Hulk twerk. We're gonna make it sound like we didn't like it. I thought it was great.
It was fine.
I thought it was great. I guess getting Megan Thee Stallion on there was mostly a gift for the actress who plays She-Hulk.
Yeah, she's a huge
fan.
Tatiana Maslany was a huge. Yeah.
She was on set during that scene. Like they had her suited up there with Megan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she did the mocap for it. Yeah. Also learned that they're using a 6'5", 6'7" actress to be an on set like
body double
for She-Hulk, so they can get eye lines right and stuff like that.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they're doing the tennis ball on a stick trick they've done for a million years.
No, if you go on the IMDb, the actress who is the on-set She-Hulk is like third build.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. But yeah, She-Hulk also continues to be very good.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. It's fun. It's funny. I
love-
don't know what more you would want from it than that.
I love her. I love her fourth wall breaking stuff. Like
Yeah.
in the last episode I watched, last week's episode, where she's like, "Wasn't it great having Wong? It's like having Twitter armor for a week." Let's see here. Other than doing Fortnite, I've watched a few movies that I have never seen.
Okay, let's hear them.
I watched Raya and the Last Dragon.
That's good. That's
a
a good
solid
movie.
one.
Yeah.
I thought it was very good. It was also nice to watch a Disney movie that doesn't have songs or musical numbers, I should say.
I love the songs now.
Well, yeah.
When I was a kid, I didn't like musicals. That was the one thing I didn't like about Disney movies. But like as an adult, I'll take a catchy song.
It kind of breaks up the action a little bit.
Yeah.
It kind of,
Especially when the songs are as good as like Moana and
sure.
Encanto were. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah, they're straight fire. Though a weird little bit of trivia I learned the other day is in Mulan, there are no musical numbers after they find that village that got burned down by the Huns,
Right.
because that's the tonal shift of the movie. Boom, right there.
Yep.
It's all serious action after that, other than the weird slapsticky Mushu stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what else did we do? Oh, we watched a bunch of Disney sequels that were really bad.
Oh, let's hear
no.
about them.
I watched Return of Jafar and
Jafar
now-
needs glasses.
Return of Jafar is a good movie.
no, it was bad.
It's very good.
The animation was very cheap.
Well,
and
the
very bad.
animation's very cheap, but I would say it's a solid. If as far as Disney animated sequel films go, Return of Jafar is one of the better ones.
But that's not a very high bar either.
I think I liked Aladdin and the 40 Thieves a little better.
Yeah, well, that's the one that got
Robin Williams actually to come back.
Is that the one that has Dad Laden?
Yes, Dad.
Yeah, Dad Laden.
Yep.
Return of Jafar had Dan Castellaneta
As Genie.
as Genie,
And,
doing his best Robin Williams, and it just didn't quite
No,
click.
because I
Because
could,
it's Homer. It's nuts.
yeah, I could close my eyes. I'm like, it just sounds like Homer.
It sounds like Homer.
It just sounds
Simpson.
like Homer.
Yeah.
Also, Jason Alexander is the bumbling.
Right. For some reason, I always think it's Wayne Knight, but you're right. It's Jason Alexander.
Yeah, he just sounds like, you close your eyes, he's just George from Seinfeld. Yelling at Jafar or getting yelled at by Jafar.
Getting yelled at by Jafar. Yeah.
Let's see here. What else did we watch that was really bad? Actually, it might have just been the Aladdin stuff, and we cringed ourselves to the point where we couldn't do it anymore.
One of the Little Mermaid sequels is the movie that we watched right after my parents told me and my brother they were getting a divorce. So I'm never going to watch that particular
no,
film
I definitely
again.
wouldn't. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. I remember one.
Do I remember anything about it? No.
Oh, here, watch a movie. By the way, we're splitting up.
No, it was the other way around.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah, that's a 1-2 punch. That's yikes.
bruh.
I remember there was a Beauty and the Beast sequel where it was set at Christmas and it had to deal with it.
Yeah, I
was
remember
it
that
Tim
one.
Curry was an evil pipe organ that lived within the
Yeah,
mansion?
I saw that one. I
and
remember
it was like
that.
it was like told in flashback to when he was still the Beast.
Yeah, because it takes place during that Christmas scene when Belle and Beast are actually starting to feel.
Making snowballs and
Yeah.
stuff.
What else? What good movies did I watch? We watched Raya. I watched Soul.
Soul's really
I
good.
liked that one. Yeah, that one was really
That was
good.
pretty solid.
I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. Also, Tina Fey's voice didn't sound like Tina Fey to me. It wasn't until the credits like, oh, that was Tina Fey as the Soul 22 or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's one of her better voice roles, I think. I wish that the black lead wasn't turned into a blue blob for 90% of the film. That was kind of unfortunate, but other than that, it was really good.
Yeah, but I also thought it was kind of nice. It did showcase kind of some like New York urban like lifestyle, like the the interactions at the barbershop and things like that, and him growing as a person instead of being his whole singular thing is I love jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great story. It was.
Oh yeah,
I liked it a lot.
I totally thought his spark was going to be like realizing that teaching was his passion instead of being a jazz musician.
It would have been one of my more favorite recent Pixar movies if Turning Red didn't come out and was like so very good.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Awooga.
Turning Red was so good.
Yeah, I loved that movie.
It was so good. What else have I done?
Oh, speaking of good animated movies, I am years behind on this, but I finally watched Mitchell's versus the Machines.
I still haven't watched it.
Fantastic.
Love that movie.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
that's a 10 out of 10 film
It
right
really
there.
is. It's very, I thought the world of it. I think it's great.
Yeah, Lord and Miller can make a good animated movie.
They really can. Very snappy. I like the cutaways to the animated bits, like the 2D animated bits within the 3D film. And I really liked it. Yeah. Like a lot.
Yeah, it's really good. Like it's a flawless movie.
Pretty
much.
I never call a movie flawless, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should have won Best Animated that year, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I forget what it was up against, I think, Encanto, which...
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I feel like it came out a little bit before that.
It was early in the year.
It was
wasn't like Frozen 2 or
early and
something?
late in the same year, I think.
Yeah.
Or it might have been Frozen 2. Something along those lines.
I know there was a Disney movie in there somewhere.
I still have not
Yeah.
seen Frozen 2.
I liked it more than Frozen 1.
It's fine.
I think it builds on the world a little better.
Yeah, I think less of Frozen 1 every time I think back on it.
I mean, Frozen 1 is the reason that Big Hero 6 didn't, get an Oscar for animated picture.
Frozen ran on having a banger of a song in the middle, and then the rest of it.
One song.
Yeah. It was a very good
It's
song.
a good song.
Yeah, except when you hear it a million times. And I didn't even have children.
Idina Menzel really, really belted that one. It was good.
It was so good that they retroactively added the character of Elsa to that show Once Upon a Time.
Oh, I forgot.
She was a major character of season 5, I
I
think.
forgot about that. She pretty much
thought it was season
derailed the
6.
whole show.
Yeah, well, the show was pretty close to being off the rails.
I mean,
by that point anyway.
Because at that time, they were also trying to do that spin-off with, like, Jafar.
With Jafar, who was also the talking mirror, the magic mirror.
Was he?
Giancarlo Esposito was both Jafar. Jafar was trapped inside a mirror and became
The magic mirror.
The magic mirror.
Okay.
Yeah.
They tried to do an Alice in Wonderland spinoff too, didn't they?
Yeah,
They did.
Because Sebastian Stan was Mad Hatter?
I believe so.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Before he was Winter Soldier.
Before he was
Tommy Lee and the Mad Hatter.
He's
Right?
got the range.
Yeah.
But shh. That was more of a Tommy Lee joke than anything.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Today and yesterday, actually, my wife, I don't know why.
My wife.
My wife.
My wife.
I don't know if it was like a conversation she had with her mom or something, but she got a weird bug to watch the old Quantum Leap show.
We talked about that last week. They're doing a sequel.
Yeah.
A sequel
Series.
a light reboot, but also sequel series 2.
It takes place 30 years after the original. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been watching old Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap is great. It's great.
I need to watch it. We need to sit down and watch Quantum Leap.
I mean,
It's a very interesting premise.
yeah. I'm still in the first season.
Okay, the first season's a little rocky.
Also, just how much of a horn dog Owl is.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, that's his entire character, isn't it?
It is for the majority of the series, and then he eventually meets his wife and gets married. I think it's a minor character that Sam saves in the past. He ends up marrying.
I think it's his first wife. I think he tries to get him back with his first wife.
Something like that.
It's what Nicole was telling me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that shows the reason why all of my devices I named Ziggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have to think it's funny that like a lot of times when Al's not wearing like some kind of outfit as a gag or like trying to fit the aesthetic of whatever era they're in at the time, his future clothes or whatever are all really weird.
The
like,
loudest suit jackets.
yeah, with like really skinny ties and weird little bits of metal, like either on the collars or some weird insignia or something. But the show is supposed to take place in the not too distant future of 1989.
Sunday AD.
Next an AD. Yes.
Yeah. 20XX.
It's 20XTX.
But the whole thing is you're supposed to only be able to travel within the era of you existing.
Yeah.
So that's why he can go back to like the 50s because he was born in the 50s.
Al is a Marine.
He's an admiral. He's a rear admiral in the Navy.
That's what it is.
He is.
Yes.
He is part of. He is a rear admiral in the Navy.
Fun fact: Bugs Bunny is a Murray.
Is he?
Private first class.
Was that part of the whole like Looney Tunes like propaganda wars stuff back in the day?
Yep.
I remember seeing one where like I think Daffy Duck like punks out Hitler or something.
I watched a
Maybe.
6-part documentary on YouTube about the entire span of the Looney Tunes.
Oh,
And it was very good.
I am going to have to find that because that sounds fascinating.
It's by the YouTube guy's name is Kaiser Beams.
Kaiser Beams. The name sounds familiar, but I'm not familiar with his stuff.
I think
But,
he also does a lot of like 80s anime reviews or something. But the documentary is very good, and it covers like from the birth of Looney Tunes all the way to like 1964 when they stopped using all the good characters.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. That sounds really, really fascinating.
I still really liked that Looney Tunes series where it was a little more grounded, where Bugs and Daffy were roommates.
The sitcom one,
Yeah.
that was a good show.
was all right.
Actually.
And Lola was kind of a weird stalker.
Yeah. It's better than having no personality whatsoever.
This is true. This is true. But she does eventually grow on the viewer and Bugs.
And Kristen Wiig is her voice, and it's very fitting.
Yeah.
Daffy is a riot in that show, though. They did such a good job with him. Because he's at his best when he's full, like, narcissist idiot. And that show takes that and, like...
Just runs with it.
Kicks it up about 10 notches.
Oh, yeah. The Quantum Leap. It's been interesting, and it does. I mean, it especially for its time, it does like really focus on some pivotal, like important tones of history.
Sure. There's one episode. I think it's in season. It might be season 1. Might be season 2. The episode's called Jimmy, and he jumps into the body of a man with Down syndrome.
Oh, I haven't seen that one
And they deal
yet.
with ostracization and things of someone with special needs in the 70s. And yeah,
So far,
that's a really good episode.
so far the ones I've seen were
A very special episode.
And then the next episode, he jumps into a pregnant woman's body.
I did that might sound bad. I didn't mean that in the bad way.
Okay.
I meant that in like a very special episode, like the one
the ones that the sitcoms that always have a really like poignant,
like the Saved by the Bell episode where
With
she
the
takes all
caffeine
the
pills.
Caffeine pills.
Oh yeah.
or the one in Full House when Uncle Joey's Greek grandfather passes away when he's visiting, and they have to talk about death to the children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember those ones. Anyway,
Wow, that would be so wild if you learned what the concept of death was from Full House.
yeah. But let's see. Episodes I've seen of Quantum Leap was, let's see here. There's the one where he jumps into the body of a black man in Alabama in the 1950s.
Yep.
That's a very good one. There's the one where he's doing a noir detective mystery in the sometime in the early 1950s.
He does a lot of 50s stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of 50s stuff in the first 50s and 60s in the first season.
That's what people were nostalgic for at the time the show came out.
Yes, because it did run from 89 to 93. And I've never seen the ending, but according to Nicole, it actually doesn't really have an ending.
It doesn't. He just kind of jumps. He just continues jumping.
Yeah, he never gets to go home.
You find out that it's either his future self is directing where he's going, or possibly God is directing where he's jumping.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing that his character has mentioned multiple times in the episodes I've seen, that he has no control, but somebody else does.
And it's hinted both ways. It could be old Dr. Beckett in the future after he's finished his mission, who is somehow controlling where he's going, or it could be a higher power that is controlling where he's going.
I am a little interested to see where the new series
he jumps
goes.
back into his older body and it ends like Stand By Me.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, no. There was one episode where he jumps into his older brother's body.
Oh,
and he interacts...
the one that dies in Vietnam?
And he interacts with his younger self. Something like that.
That'd be weird.
And part of that episode was him convincing his younger self to go into quantum physics.
There is one where he's on a train and he meets this girl who was possibly or was a victim of kidnapping or almost a victim of kidnapping, and he saves her. Mm-hmm. And at one point, he's explaining to her that his name is Sam Beckett and he's an astrophysicist or whatever, or a quantum physicist or whatever.
Yeah.
And it somehow changes history because she was the daughter of a senator or something. And he actually helped her with her civics homework or something. And she actually, because Al is having something with some senators to get funding to keep the project going.
Right.
And mid-trial or something, the guy that was going to cut the funding changes to an older version of that woman. And she's like, wait a minute, I've heard this name before. Where have I heard this name before?
Oh,
maybe I
sure.
met him at one point. I don't know. I don't remember. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, man, because you were going to marry him.
The show did a lot of really interesting stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There was one facet halfway through the series where there was an episode with an evil leaper.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's season 4 or 5. They're starting to run out of ideas.
Oh, of course.
And there was one episode where there's like an evil owl almost, and it's someone leaping into bodies causing mayhem through the time stream.
Yeah, that's the one concept about the show that I never quite got. He's supposed to be going through time and fixing these mistakes, but if they're in history, how are they mistakes? That's never explained why they're mistakes.
Well, it's because there's a higher power that is saying,
hey, fix these things.
These things aren't supposed to happen. Things have happened that shouldn't, and you're correcting it.
Okay.
And it's always for the better. He's never corrected something and had it go, oh no, we actually did it bad.
Yeah, because
it's always for the better.
Because one of the ones I just saw before I came over here was he had to stop some girl in the 60s from committing suicide, and I think it's the first one where he jumps into the body of a woman.
Oh yeah,
he's her roommate or whatever, and dealing with a lot of like workplace sexual harassment and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay.
Remember
and there was
that episode of Dinosaurs about sexual harassment.
No,
it's very good.
I just remember his boss is eating everyone, and I'm pretty sure his boss wasn't even a carnivorous dinosaur. I think he was a triceratops.
I don't remember him eating anybody.
He ate little
creatures while he talked to him, I think.
Yeah, or he always threatened instead of firing them, he was going to eat them or something.
that sounds more like it.
Yeah,
I just remember that last episode.
Oh, where the meteors
That-
The
coming?
meteor comes and they hit the ice age.
That show is crazy good, though. It is actually
It
very,
has been
very
so
good.
long since I've watched it. I barely remember anything.
Go back and watch it. It's solid. It's very funny.
Though watching Quantum Leap has kind of put a bug in my brain about maybe going back and rewatching Sliders,
Oh, Slide'ems.
because
Nice.
it's like, I don't know, it's a similar premise
Kinda.
but mostly I just want to watch John Rhys Davies.
Do you think they had to have a legal discussion with White Castle when that show came out?
Jerry O'Connell loves these tiny cheeseburgers. Take a case with you when you go travel through time.
Oh, like alternate dimensions. Because of course Sliders always had there's that one there's the one Nazi Planet episode, and then there's the episode where the dinosaurs didn't die.
Can they slide to a universe in which sliders don't give me diarrhea?
No. That universe does not exist.
That doesn't exist.
It's a universal concept. It can't be changed.
Yeah. Did you go there when they had those special 1903 burgers or something? Whatever year it was they were founded, they were based more on the original recipe. They were delicious. They were very good.
I don't like White Castle, so I never.
You probably would have liked these because they were more like actual cheeseburgers than moistened meat on a soggy bun.
Weird meat paste.
Yeah, which I say that, but I also love White Castle and some sliders all day.
Moistened meat on
But
a
it is
bread.
an oniony meat paste between two sad little buns.
Yeah.
They're not even good rolls. they're not even whole King's Hawaiian or something.
Yeah.
Which are great to make sloppy joes with.
Their chicken rings are good.
They're fine.
Also,
Yeah, they're all right.
if you like chicken in ring form.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, let's go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, we'll get into some news.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Dunham, the host of Long Play here on WZMO. Long Play is a show that appeals to music lovers of all ages. Here's an example.
I love long play.
There you have it. A completely unsolicited endorsement for one of our youngest fans.
Grandpa, where's my candy?
Ellie, be cool.
Grandpa!
Ellie and I would like to invite you to tune into Long Play every Friday at 11 p.m. and Saturday at 3 p.m. right here on 104.7
WCMO.
Hey, we're back from the break. Let's go ahead and get into some news.
Video games. They've come a long way since Pac-Man.
My favorite is Pong.
I love it when they go beep.
They got the beeps and they got the boops. So yeah, let's talk about some video game stuff. Do we want to
so
hit the?
much.
Do you want to do the Nintendo Direct first? We don't have a lot of time to like spend on one specific thing.
Yeah.
So let's just rattle through them.
I saw a supercut the other day of clips from news outlets saying they've come a long way since Pac-Man, and it just goes from like the late 80s all the way to present day of people saying that.
Oh my gosh.
We've been a long way from Pac-Man for a real long time.
Oh yeah. But Nintendo did a Nintendo Direct on a day of the week this week.
Yes.
I think it was Tuesday.
I think it was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday.
Yeah.
And they announced some stuff. None of it groundbreaking except for the one thing that we'll touch on. But they opened with a Fire Emblem,
Sure.
which is somehow become a yearly franchise, I guess.
I'm not sure how that's happened.
Yeah, it used to be such a niche game, but now
Popular in Japan?
Probably.
yeah.
Why do you think there's so many Fire Emblem characters in Smash?
Yeah.
But it's way popular in America. People love it now because they can get their waifus and their husbandos, I guess.
That's kind of it.
Husbandos.
It's what it's about now, but also the grid tactics game that it always was.
Yeah. But no, in this one, you're a character with heterochromia who may or may not be a dragon.
Heterochromia on the eyes and hair of eyes and hair.
Of eyes and hair. And they can summon past fighters, characters from other games like stands.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It reminds me a lot of the conceit of Fire Emblem Fates, the mobile
Fates,
game.
yeah.
It seems like maybe it's like
Kind of the halfway point
yeah.
of that.
It's the Big Daddy version of the mobile game, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of what it. Yeah, Fire Emblem Engage is what it's called.
Yeah. People have been saying that the main character looks like a VTuber, and well, it's because he kind of is.
He kind of is. Yeah.
He's designed by an artist that's done like a couple like high up there VTuber HoloLive talents. They're like HoloLive's like the big one, the
Right.
big company.
Right.
It Takes Two is coming to the Switch, so if you want to play like a uglier, slower version of that very good game, you can.
Sure.
If you want to play it, but like it looks like it has Vaseline all over it, that's an
the
option
version
for
to
you.
get. Yeah. Front Mission 1, 2, and 3.
Yes,
Ooh, nice.
I've never really played a front mission, so I'm down for this.
Giant mechs.
Yeah.
And
Strategy
RPG.
I'll say
Yeah.
it's turn-based mech game.
Square Enix. I'm always down for some like late 90s, early 2000s Square Enix.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It looks pretty cool.
A new Fatal Frame.
Oh,
It's not a new Fatal Frame.
Oh.
It's a
it's the
remaster
Wii one.
of the Wii one.
Okay.
From years ago.
I knew
But
it.
it's like the
Crimson
one good
Butterfly?
one. No, not Crimson Butterfly. It's
I really like the
Mask of the Lunar Eclipse.
oh.
Yeah, it's one of the really good ones. I guess.
I haven't played one since the original Fatal Frame,
I-
and that one actually spooked the pants off
Oh
me.
yeah. I knew it was the Fatal Frame immediately because no other game has protagonists that are that pale and that frail and scared looking.
And walking around with a camera.
Walk
Yeah.
around with a camera, take pictures of ghosts to do damage. It kind of breaks the immersion when you take a picture of a ghost and then you have like a point score pop up in the corner.
Great job.
Yeah.
Xenoblade is getting DLC, which was a known thing, and they showed it, and it's like some kind of robot girl, but not as cool as the one from Persona 3.
Yeah.
Or Xenosaga.
Yeah. There was a SpongeBob game. Okay.
He does the meme.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Wait, which-
all of them.
Oh,
All of
memes?
them. Yeah, he has different skins and they're the different memes. Like
Wait,
they
what is
showed
this?
off the one where he's like a chicken bird thing.
Oh, the
And-
mocking SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And a lot of the trailer was done with smooth SpongeBob.
Oh.
Yeah. When he's
Wait,
trying to be normal.
Yeah.
When he's round. Yeah, okay.
We had fitness boxing of the North Star, which looks fantastic.
I'm going to get that.
Wait, like Fist of the North Star?
Yes, it's the fitness boxing game, which there have been two of them.
And they're very good.
Yeah, but now it's Fist of the North Star, so you're actually punching,
Guys are making
some
their
jobbers.
heads explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea.
It's really smart. Yeah.
And if anybody wants a copy of Fitness Boxing 2, I have an extra one.
Okay.
Because of an Amazon mistake.
Why didn't you send it back?
It was too late.
Oh.
I let it sit on my entryway table for too long, and then it was too late. My mistake. There's a dodgeball game by Team 17 called
fine.
Oddballers. Look fine. Tunic is coming to the Switch, which is a very good Zelda-like game where you're a little fox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The frame rate in the trailer was awful.
Oh, it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be, because that game is not the most graphically
challenging.
I mean, there's a lot of post-processing going on in that game. 'Cause I've played the Xbox version, so I can see where it would be a little slow, but they could have optimized it better. They could have turned some of that stuff off.
Yeah.
Because it looks sub 30 frames per second.
It looks a bit rough.
A lot, that's bad when it's in the trailer. I guess at least it's honest.
You gotta tighten up the graphics on level 3.
Yeah. Let's see. We talked about Front Mission. The first of 4 different farming simulation games that were announced.
Let's just talk about all the farming simulation games at once,
Okay.
because they're all
the same.
They're not the same.
They are not the same, and farming games are very good. Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life. This is a Harvest Moon game that there's a whole big backstory to why they can't call them Harvest Moon.
They're called Story of Seasons, but they're just Harvest Moon.
It's something about their American distributor used it for a mobile games or something or something.
Natsume owned that name, but they did not own the concept.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
so when they went separate, Natsume was just the publisher. So when they went elsewhere, they had to call it something else, and Natsume just kept making Harvest Moon games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Octopath Traveler 2 looks good. I never finished Octopath Traveler, but this makes me want to go back and do that. 3D pixel art RPG.
And from what I understand, those games are not easy to make. That 2.5D
really?
Pixel stuff. It's difficult to plan out, I guess.
They did a killer job in Live Alive. It looks great. Mm-hmm. Okay. Fae Farm was the other farming one. This one looked kind of generic.
This is kind of the worst one of the bunch.
I wasn't into this one as much. It just looks like a farming game. It looked like there was a big focus on multiplayer.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's kind of neat, I guess, but Stardew also does that. Mm-hmm. What was the other farming game was Harvestella.
Harvestella, that looks more like a battle game that just has farming as a minor part.
Kotaku called it a farming epic, which seems more apt than a farming simulator.
Yeah.
I've played like the first 6 days in the demo. Mm-hmm. It's good.
Oh, cool.
I thought the battles would be turn-based. They're not.
Oh, okay.
They're action-y. And it's good. Is that all the farming ones? I think it is. No, Rune Factory.
Rune Factory.
And it's Rune Factory.
Yeah.
And Rune Factory is great. Actually, it is really good. It is like a farming sim with a heavy monster focus.
Okay.
Like you can collect the monsters and put them on your farm.
Oh.
And fight the monsters. There's a lot of monsters. Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy. If you like Final Fantasy music, this is a music game about Final Fantasy.
And it has like
music.
500 songs in it.
Yeah.
It has it has a ton of content.
And they're good game. I got back when the first one came out on 3DS. I got that. It's fun.
Yeah.
I remember I got that one like Wii Nintendo Orchestra game long time ago.
Wii Music.
Oh, Wii Music.
That game was awful.
Yeah,
it was like a baby's rattle in video game form.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was disappointed that I...
Crisis Core, right? Crisis Core,
Yes,
Final Fantasy
Final
7,
Fantasy, yeah.
Requiem or Rebirth or something?
Reunion.
Reunion.
Yes, Final Fantasy Crisis Core Reunion. It's a PSP Final Fantasy 7 prequel
That is now being re-upped into the Final Fantasy 7 remake
Yeah,
engine, but on the Switch, and it didn't say anything about being cloud version for that one.
Wow.
So it actually is good, but it's Zach Fair, and has the it's the active battle system.
It's good. It's a great game that was unfortunately locked on a system no one had.
Well, yeah.
So this is a chance for everybody to play it, and it's like canon to the remake story now.
Yeah, so any
Except-
changes, there's going to probably be some slight changes.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll change the ending to match up with the remake.
Probably.
Because without spoilers, the thing that happens at the end of that game does not happen at the end of remake.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to play through that game again, though. I liked it. That Mario and Rabbids game, they're still
people seem
doing
to
a
like it.
sequel.
It's XCOM with Nintendo characters and some rabbits.
I'm just wondering when Rayman's going to show up.
He is.
He's going to be in it?
They're doing a DLC with Rayman.
Oh, good.
Finally, the source of the rabbits.
Yeah.
So if the Rabbids are like the Minions, is Rayman like Gru
I guess.
in that situation?
Yeah,
I thought
in
he
The
fought
main
the- I
character
thought he
that
fought
has
the
been
rabbits.
overshadowed
Oh,
by
yeah,
the...
okay. Yeah, with that,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it is like XCOM, except for I like XCOM. I need to give it another shot. I've been saying that forever, but I'm not going to buy this anytime soon. They're adding a bunch more Nintendo 64 games to the Switch online service. Maybe it'll be worth them. No. But they're good games,
Hey,
though.
Mario Party.
Yeah, the first 3 Mario Parties being on there is pretty rad with
That's pretty
online
cool.
play. Heck yeah.
I was excited for Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 until they had in big white letters, your custom characters will not be transferable into this game. So you're going to be able to play it only with the stock characters
What's
on the
the
card.
point? What
There's no
is
point.
even the point?
There's no point.
You can play the mini games, I guess.
Yeah.
And the free battle, like the quick free battle mode, is really fun to play multiplayer.
Yeah.
We got Pilot Wings, which I could have sworn was already on there, but
Should've
I guess
been.
not.
You're talking about like Pilot Wings 64, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Pilot Wings on the Super Nintendo's on there. I don't
Yes,
think the
it is.
64 one was.
1080 snowboarding, which is not good.
It's okay.
Excite Bike.
Excite Bike 64, which is very good. And the big surprise at the end that literally like made me gasp, even though I'm not like the biggest fan of it in the world. I like it fine. GoldenEye is going to be on the Switch. You're going to be able to play it online, which sounds really good until you think about how the
Nintendo Online servers go.
Specifically the emulators that they have. It's
Yeah.
See, I heard they were doing like a straight up GoldenEye remaster.
that's
At
the
some
thing.
point.
They are, but it's on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Like right after Nintendo announced this, Xbox like slipped out a tweet saying, "Yeah, we got that too, but it's remastered." Their version doesn't have online play though, which is weird.
Oh, that is weird. That
you
makes
can't
no
do
s-
Odd Job only.
Yeah.
slappers.
Slappers only. Well, let's jump to the last thing because we got to move on to the state of play and everything
Oh,
else.
that's true. I missed a farming game though.
Oh, let's hear it.
No, the Atelier Ryza 3
Atelier
Alchemist
Ryza.
of the End. It's not technically not really a farming game.
No, that one actually looked okay.
Yeah, that's a franchise I have not looked into, and that I kind of feel like maybe I should check it out.
And that's
It was
like
kinda neat.
the one that they announced is a remake upres kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's a long-running franchise.
Yeah.
About girls making potions or something.
Yeah. But the big thing was at the very end they had a trailer for Legends of Zelda
Formerly Breath of the Wild 2.
Now it's Tears of the Kingdom. It looks good. They showed a little bit of in-game. At least we think it's in-game. It might be mocked up.
Yeah, but the cinematics in Breath of the Wild were used with in-game
That's
assets.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They showed a little like hover thing.
And that's cool.
Oh yeah,
kinda
that
cool.
little glider, that flying glider thing.
Immediately made me think, why don't you just have the bird from Skyward Sword?
Sure.
But sure, you can have a big metal
Glider.
hoverboard.
Yeah, why not? And it has a release date. It's May something, right?
Yeah, I know.
May
I'll
9th.
look.
Early May 2023, I believe is the
It's
date.
definitely next year.
Yeah.
In
Farther away than you would hope.
yeah.
Well, my theory is still that they're going to be putting out a Switch 2 or a Switch Pro version that will coincide with it, and it will make everything run a little bit nicer.
Even though it's kind of what the OLED is.
A little bit, but not so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Sifu.
Oh, Sifu.
They're porting Sifu, which is
Yeah.
a very cool game.
Yeah, if you want a substantially worse version of Sifu, you can play it on the Switch.
Exactly.
Because the frame rate on that also looked really bad.
That game is cool, though. It didn't get as much enough love when it came out. I didn't think it's like
people kind of half ignored it when it came out because their previous game did not do particularly well. Their previous game was that one where it was the multiplayer where you fought other live people and got their moves from them. I forget what it's called.
Mega Man.
It's Mega Man.
Was it like Bleeding Edge or something?
Something like that. But yeah, Sifu's really good where every time you die, you age up a few years.
And it's kind of like almost roguelike.
A little bit.
Not randomly generated, or Souls-like kind of.
Souls-like. It's Souls-like, I guess.
Yeah, with like Kung Fu.
Yeah, but it was like really hardcore like Kung Fu action game.
As you age up, you get more moves, but your moves do less damage because you're getting older, and then at some point you just age up till you die.
Yeah.
I played it a little bit, and it like ticked off this like really perfectionist thing in me, where like every time I die, I'd be like, nope, gotta start all over again. But I wasn't mad about it. Like I want to do this perfect.
Plus, there's like almost like a morality system, but it wasn't. Where like you were given a choice, like once you defeated a boss or whatever, you could either kill them or spare them or whatever.
Right? Yeah, it's the whole thing,
and it kind of changes some of the story aspects.
Zelda is May 12th, 2023.
May 12th. Got it.
All right.
Let's do the state of play real quick. We're
running out of time.
Yeah, we gotta like Sonic the Hedgehog. We gotta go fast.
There's an exclusive.
Eat some chili dogs.
There's an exclusive quest for that Hogwarts Legacy game on the PlayStation. I don't know. I'm not playing that.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Team Ninja's doing like a samurai Assassin's Creed called Rise of the Ronin, and this looked very cool.
Yeah, I watched the trailer for that one. It's Japan right after the Meiji Revolution and everything, and the American admiral makes Japan open its borders to like foreign powers and stuff, and it's basically about people who like people that were traditionalists,
hyper nationalists versus
people trying to make Japan progress.
Yeah. It looks very cool. Pacific Drive is a post-apocalyptic looking driving game where you have to drive a long distance and there's monsters. It looks cool.
Also, the environment changes because there's some kind of weird thing going on.
A different way to do a driving game is a cool idea. I don't think people do enough with that concept. There was a buttload of Yakuza news.
Oh yeah, there was a new Like a Dragon 2, right?
Yeah, they're dropping the name Yakuza. They're just calling it Like a Dragon because that's what it's called in Japan anyway.
Yeah.
Part of the state of play is that they're making a US release of the Samurai one.
Yeah.
There's a spin-off of Yakuza where it takes place in old-timey Japan with samurais, and I'm there for that. That looks cool.
Okay.
Looks all right.
Tekken 8 was revealed.
And everybody is ripped.
It looks like Tekken.
Yeah, they're all... but everyone is like super buff. It's weird.
I like Tekken. I've always gravitated more towards the 2D fighter or 2D style fighter like a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. But Tekken's good. I think it's the best of the 3D.
I think about as far as I went was maybe Tekken 3 or 4.
Tekken Tag was really good.
Oh, Tekken Tag was really good.
Yeah.
There's that Project Eve, which is now called Stellar Blade. It looks like off-brand Bayonetta, like Great Value Bayonetta. All right, where the girl has a shiny butt and the camera's always going right up it. I don't. They keep showing that like it's something, but I think it's made by like one of those like shifty Chinese mobile game companies. So like
you do.
I don't know why they keep showing it off like it's like some AAA.
Because they're getting a bunch of money from the shifty Chinese
mobile game company.
Mobile game company.
Which I mean, Chinese mobile game company made Genshin, and everybody loves that. So maybe I'm the one.
Also,
that's
the
wrong.
fact there's a Genshin anime coming out.
Yeah. And that was pretty much. Oh wait, God of War. The big one was God of War Ragnarok.
Wait, with the Genshin Impact anime, do you have to pay to get diamonds to
I don't know.
unlock the next 5 minutes of the episode.
No, some characters just won't
just
be
won't
in
show
the
up.
scenes. You
yeah,
won't get to
that's
see
it.
them.
That's what it is.
It'll be like the No Way Home trailer where they just airbrush people out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ragnarok trailer. Saw a little bit more of it, kind of more interactions between characters kind of thing.
It looks good, but it also looks exactly the same as the other one.
I mean, I don't know. Kratos looks a little older. Atreus has aged up a little bit. I did read that this one is the last one in their God of War Norse saga.
a duology this time.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have time to hit any of this other stuff?
We have
Because
we have a couple of minutes. Let me do
have
Street Fighter 6 real
Oh,
quick.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
7 minutes.
So next week's also going to be a pretty big game week because the Tokyo Game Show TGS is going on right now. They had their first big news blast came out the other day, and at the end of it was more news about Street Fighter 6. And they announced 4 more characters. They're all returning characters from the World Warriors, so the original 8. So now 7 of the original 8 are in the game. The only one they haven't showed off yet was Zangief, which he's going to be in there. He's got to be.
I don't know. With attitudes towards Russia being the way they are, I wonder if they'll have him in there or not.
Maybe. I don't know, but maybe they'll have him. I don't know.
Maybe they'll save him for DLC.
Maybe they'll DLC him. Yeah,
Or fighter pack or something.
They showed off Dulcim, E Honda, Blanca, and Ken, Hobo Ken. And
Hoboken.
That's what he says when he throws a fireball now. Hoboken.
And then digs through the trash.
And yeah, but they look really good. The game continues to look really, really solid. They showed off a lot of the single player content, which is something that Street Fighter hasn't had a whole lot of. And they're really trying with this thing, and I'm really looking forward to getting it.
Yeah, the story mode looks great, where you like make a character.
Yeah,
and
you make your own character, and you train with the other characters to select specific special moves and basically mod out your person with different movesets and stuff.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
It makes me want to play it, and I don't buy fighting games because I'll play them 2 times and then never again.
Right. Oh, sure.
I feel that's kind of how I am with that Capcom Fighter collection.
Yeah,
It's collecting dust.
I used to eat them up, and then one day I realized I only play these through a couple times when I buy them, and then never again.
I'm very selective with what I get nowadays, but I will if it's a collection that I think is going to in the long run help out fighting games, I will pick it up. Like the Capcom fighting collection, there's a lot of Darkstalker stuff on there, and Capcom does this thing where they'll put out a collection and it's kind of testing the waters to see if there is interest in certain franchises within the collection. So I think what they were doing with that collection, they were testing the waters to see if people were interested in more Darkstalkers.
Or Red Earth.
Or Red Earth. Well, yeah,
Which
Red
is
Earth.
a flawed strategy because they've like re-released Darkstalkers like 100 million times on every device.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't buy it, it might just be because you already bought it
have
7 times.
Yeah, it's a flawed system, but it's there. But but I will be picking up Street Fighter 6. There's no doubt in my mind about it.
I want that game where it rains dinosaurs out of the sky.
Oh yeah, not Dino Crisis?
Yeah, Exoprimal.
Exoprimal. It should have been Dino Crisis.
I was in the beta for it.
Oh.
And I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but I only did the tutorial because it ran kind of clunky on my computer. But it seemed cool, and I want to play it when it comes out.
Okay, cool. Well, we have time for one more, so pick a thing off the list.
Rogue Squadron. We're going to talk some Star Wars.
Let's talk some Star Wars.
Patty Jenkins, the very good director of the very good Wonder Woman first movie and the
pretty
one.
okay second movie. Yeah,
she was slated to do a Rogue Squadron Star Wars movie, but I guess not now.
Yeah, it's been pulled indefinitely, and
This is pure speculation on my part, but I wonder if Patty Jenkins had some ideas that Disney didn't like for Star Wars because they're so protective of it.
That sounds about right, unfortunately.
So basically, Patty Jenkins wanted to make an interesting Star Wars movie, and Disney said, no, we won't be having any of that, thank you.
Yeah.
Yet we have an
Toe the
Andor,
line.
but we have an Andor series coming out later this month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares about Cassian Andor?
No
Not
one
this
does.
guy. I care more about K2SO.
He's the least interesting character in
Rogue One.
Mm-hmm. Which
He really is.
Which had a cast of very interesting characters that
I would
weren't
take
Andor.
an entire series of Forrest Whitaker's character.
Saul Guerrero.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he is
Ghost Dog.
But he is going to be a big part of the Andor series, though.
Okay, well,
Give
that's
me
good
a
at least.
show about the one strong guy and the blind guy that thinks he's a Jedi.
The blind
Yeah.
Force monk.
Yeah. Give me that show.
Give me a show about Manny Bothans.
Who died to bring you this podcast?
They said yeah. Manny Bothans died.
Give me
That was in Return of the Jedi.
I don't care. I'm making a joke.
Give me a Jyn Erso show. Even though she wasn't particularly interesting, she's at least more interesting than Cassian Andor.
I mean, shoot, at this point, give me a behind the music episode about
Max Rebo Band?
the Max Rebo Band and figuring Dan and the Modal Nodes. I'll take that over Andor.
In the Mandalorian trailer for season 3,
Yes.
Babu Frick shows up.
Yes.
Oh, it's Sam's favorite or Samantha's favorite Star
Love
Wars
him.
character.
He's the best character of the show.
He's the best character in that film.
Hey.
Hey!
The only good 2 seconds of that entire movie.
It's copy and paste.
What?
of the
What?
same.
What? Them shutting C-3PO off?
Yeah, later when they make sure he didn't die, and they just kind of CG slap him on Carrie Russell's shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
I read that was Steven Spielberg's doing. He was
really?
like, people are gonna like this little guy. Make sure they know he's not dead. Which, good on you, because I don't want Babu Frick to be dead either.
You know,
Protect that little guy.
Yeah.
I have a theory. You mentioned Carrie Russell. I have a theory. So she was the lead in Felicity, which was a J.J. Abrams show. And I think J.J. Abrams went to her and say, we're going to have a bet to see how big of a paycheck we can get you by having you do the least amount of work on screen. Because 90% of... She wasn't in the suit for most of it. It was a stuntman. She showed up for one scene to take her helmet off and got a huge paycheck out of it.
Wait, who is she?
Exactly.
Wait, was she the one that was like
Poe's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
Pose.
also, you get to kiss Oscar Isaac.
Do that for free.
Anyway, with that, let's go ahead and wrap things up for the week. You have been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon at Nerd Overload Now.
You can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
You can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. Just put these numbers into your phone device, 586-372-8020. Then leave us a message on the voicemail and we might play it on the show.
That's right. You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
But for now, we're back to watching toy commercials.